Hello and welcome to Revolutionary Capital TV, where you learn to take control and possession of your own mind in order to create the life you've always dreamed of. I'm David Rodriguez, and today we're going to be talking about the power of learning. And I want to start off with a quick story and a question. Have you ever been to a circus? And I imagine that you say yes, and you've seen those huge elephants. And it was always a curious thing for me. How do these huge elephants walk in a line and stand on each other's shoulders and do all this work and not run away and create a huge stampede? Well, when these elephants are babies, just little calves, they have a chain put around their leg, and they are chained to a metal pole. And so with the energy and the rambunctiousness of a calf, he's trying to pull away, and he's using all of his might to pull and struggle and resist, and he concludes that it's useless because the chain is not going to break. So that is a very important conclusion that he's made, because now as he gets bigger and he can totally stomp on the trainer, well, guess what? They're using a rope and a wooden stake in the ground. So anytime this huge elephant, 6,000, 11,000 pounds, is pulling, now he feels that little tug of resistance, and he associates that back to when he was just a calf, and he concludes, oh, it's useless, there's no reason for me to try because I'm not going to be able to break the chain. So this is an example of how a learning experience as a young calf or as a young person can totally influence our future. And there's another story that I really like, is that I heard this from my mentor, and it has to do with the musical Cats. So have you heard of the musical Cats? Very famous and well known on Broadway and throughout the world. Well, the creator of this musical was being interviewed, and they said, miss, how did you ever get into theater and music and dance? And she said, when I was about 8 years old, I was having a really tough time in school. And so my mother was called in, and my teacher, and they had a little conference, and they put me in a room, and I was in the room by myself, and it was viewable with a one-way mirror. And so they both left me in there, and there was a little bit of music going on in the room. And then behind the mirror, the teacher, my teacher asked or told my mother, she said, your daughter, she's not dumb. Look at your daughter right now. And they looked at her, and they see her in the room, and there's a little bit of music going on. So she's moving a little bit, shaking her body to the music. And she says, your daughter is not dumb. Your daughter is a dancer. You need to take her to a dance school. And so she said, well, what happened after that? She said, well, the next day, my mom took me out of school, and we started looking at various dance schools in the area. And I walked in, I saw all these other kids my age, and they were moving their body and dancing. And I was so excited. I said, wow, there's other people like me. And so what happened then, she joined the school. She became a solo ballerina and excelled. And from there, got into music and theater and everything else. And that put her on a career to become famous, wealthy, well-respected, and admired throughout the world. And so it really comes down to a teacher who is able to identify that she doesn't have a learning problem. She has an interest problem. And so that's why it's so important for you and I to find what we're interested in and learn that. Whereas the elephant who is in a situation where they made a conclusion at a young age, and they concluded that they cannot break this chain around them. So that's what I want to share today. So learning is so important. So even if you had a learning experience when you're young, learn to shake that off and realize that today is a new day, and that you can learn anything that you want to learn utilizing your revolutionary capital. So the quote I want to share with you today is that water is to the fish as air is to the bird, as man is unto himself. So think on that one for a little bit. And ladies and gentlemen, it's my wish for you that you decide to revolutionize your mind and become the champion you were born to be, because it is an irrefutable fact that you have all the necessary power right now within you to achieve all your goals and dreams. So let's turn it on and let's get it going. Talk with you soon. Bye for now.